The Z3 has been a staple in Tigé's line for quite a while now, but this boat is not the same Z3 you've come to know. Let's dive into a full walkthrough and the things that matter most when on the water. While the Z3 isn't Tigé's most optioned up boat, it's really impressive. Whether you're a family just getting into boating or a die-hard wakeboarder or surfer, I've been really enjoying the time I've spent on this boat here in Florida, and let's dive into some of the reasons why. For starters, this boat is big. Not only is the interior deep and massive, but the outside of the boat sits really high and has design lines that look incredible. But each of these things really plays a role in how the boat rides. Number one is rough water ride. There are some design hits that look like aggressive lines on the front of the bow that are actually there to deflect water flow as you're in rough water, back down and into the water, and keep them from wrapping up and splashing people in the boat. The overall height of the boat also plays a huge role in that rough water and dry ride. And when I say this boat is dry, it's pretty incredible. I've put it through some pretty serious rollers. Yesterday was a super windy day out on the water, and it was nice to stay dry the whole time. I've gotten the chance to take a handful of sets behind this boat, and I've been nothing short of impressed with the wake performance. I run the advanced wakeboard setting, which mostly fills the ballast in the boat and sets the speed around 22.5. I bump it down just a little bit because I like a little bit wider of a wake. But when you slow down, it's important that the wake keeps its shape. And this boat has done that really, really well. It's got size behind it, enough of a lip to get you where you need to go, but not so much that it's rolling over on you. So I've been really impressed by the versatility of this boat and the overall wake performance. Even one of the first sets I took, it was a really windy day, and the wake actually held its shape perfectly. So while the wind kind of impacted my riding, the wake shape stayed phenomenal the whole time. Additionally, the overall weight of this boat helps it throw a really, really good surf wave, and it's adjustable between a steep wave and a mellow wave. I personally prefer a little bit mellower of a wave when I'm surfing, so I'll put it on the mellow setting and run taps on probably about 3, and that gives me enough length in the wave to kind of scoot back while creating width. But if you're a rider who loves a steep surf wave, you can bump it all the way up and that thing really turns into a wall. So overall, I've been really impressed by this boat, both wakeboarding and surfing. The performance behind the boat really stands up, but let's dive into more of the things that make this Z3 so impressive. Next up, let's talk storage. That's something that really can't be overstated in my opinion. Inevitably, on the boat, you acquire a lot of things. Your crew brings a bunch of stuff with them, whether it's gear, ropes, boards, all that stuff. You need somewhere for everything to go. So for starters, we've got a surf locker back here. Got my wakeboard in there, but you can easily store a handful of surfboards. Next up, double up storage for vests, ropes, all that stuff so you don't have to bring it into the boat. Last point on gear, we've got storage up on top of the bimini top. Right now, I've got 3 surfboards and a foil up there, up and completely out of the way. It's pretty sick. Once we move into the boat, you know everybody brings bags, towels, coolers, all that stuff with them. So we've got plenty of space under all these side seats. They're really deep storage compartments, literally about hip deep. And there's a full kitchen-sized trash can under your starboard side seat here. So any trash can just be tossed through this little porthole here. Trash can's fastened on the wall so you don't have to worry about it spilling everywhere, and it's big enough to last for your whole weekend with your crew. Under this seat here, we've got cooler storage. So the boat comes with a nice cooler. If you want to take that out, it's a great spot to park your feet. The cooler storage is great, and it keeps everything out of the way and accessible so you don't have to open up the floor or dive into one of these side seats just to access your cooler. We've got your typical observer seat storage under here. It's packed full of my stuff right now, including the boat cover, but it's massive, so no shortage of storage in the boat. And finally, up in the bow here, we've got our little anchor storage spot. It's actually not little, perfect spot for an anchor, life vest, any of the extra stuff that maybe you're not gonna use every day but need to have on hand. There's truly no shortage of space in this boat, so you and your crew have nothing to worry about. This Z3 has a power tower on it and solid shade. So it's a rigid bimini top that really covers a ton of the boat and has great storage options for boards up top. Every one of these Tigés will come standard with a power tower, meaning your tower raising and lowering is just on a button. Doesn't get much simpler than that, but my biggest standout with this is how huge and how great of coverage the solid shade provides. So I'm sitting in the observer's seat here, fully shaded, and I can get up and move to the back corner of the boat, really anywhere in the cockpit, and stay fully covered by this bimini. And as somebody who isn't trying to get sunburned all the time, this thing is a lifesaver. One of the nightmare scenarios you want to avoid is your crew's phones going dead because everybody gets really grumpy. What's great about that is the Z3 has wireless chargers just about everywhere. There's one here, one over there, one by the driver, enough space for everybody to keep their phones charged the whole time you're out on the water. Another thing I'm really impressed by is this Audison sound system. This boat has the 3D Pro sound system, and it gets louder than I want it to be, but holds sound quality all the way up. They really did a great job designing the sound system so that everybody in the boat can be having a good time and not be overwhelmed just so the rider behind the boat can hear the music. So I'm overall really impressed with the sound quality and how loud this system will get. Check it out. If you haven't seen the Audison speakers, highly recommend. Tigé's been using them now for the last 3 years or so, and I think it's been a really great change. Last but not least, I'm a huge fan of simplicity when it comes to setting up your boat for whatever you're doing, your sound system, all that stuff. And I think Tigé really hit the nail on the head with the clear horizon screen here. So the way it's kind of set up is like your phone, where things are hidden in apps, so you're not always overwhelmed with information. So when you're setting up for an activity, you tap go, tap on the activity that you're gonna do. For now, we'll do surf. It's gonna start filling the ballast and give you kind of your guidelines that you build off of for your surf settings. If you want it steep, you tap steeper on the wave. If you want it mellow, you tap mellower on the wave, and anywhere in between. Switching sides is just highlighting the arrow for the side that you want to surf on. The simplicity of, I want my wave to look like this, now make it look like that, is fantastic. I know that I can put anybody in the driver's seat of this boat and they can easily get used to pulling somebody surfing or wakeboarding, whatever the activity is. So going through beyond surfing, we have ski settings that when you set it to that, it'll drain all your ballast out of the boat and you can choose your skill level, which will adjust your speed for different skill levels of skiers. Going into foil, it's gonna fill your ballast to the halfway point and really give you a long wave to work with. Foiling, there's such little resistance that you don't always need the biggest wave, and sometimes, especially as you're learning, a smaller wave can be a lot friendlier. So that's why this foil setting reverts to half ballast so that you have a friendly wave with plenty of length. Moving on to wakeboarding, the beginner, intermediate, and advanced settings are going to default to different speeds, different levels of ballast, and different tap settings that are really tailored towards the rider in that skill level. If you don't like the factory settings, you can always dive in and have it default to whatever you want it to, but the factory settings are pretty solid. The only thing I really change is I ride a little bit slower than the advanced setting. Aside from that, it's pretty much good to go. When you're done with all your activities for the day, you can tap go home, and that's gonna start draining all your ballast and set your speed to 25 so that you can just rip in without having to worry about setting everything up to run down the lake. When you want to dive into the other functions of the screen, you just swipe to open each menu. So your switches and lights are all here. Your music, your camera, which is in the back, and your navigation is in the bottom left. So you're swiping and opening up an app. When you want to get out of it and get back to your home screen, you can always tap in the bottom center of the screen and it'll take you back to that main default screen. One of the things that I really appreciate about this Z3 in particular is it has steering wheel controls as well. So it's redundant controls for most of your screen functions that you would use as you're running down the lake. The reason I love that so much is when I'm pulling somebody wakeboarding or surfing and they say they want to speed up or adjust the wake shape, I can just do that with a touch of a button here without having to dig through the screen. Same thing with all your stereo controls, it's just right here. So as you're running down, you don't have to be looking away, digging through the screen, you can keep looking forward and just easily tap whatever you need to on the fly. This new interface is so intuitive, easy to use. I love that I can put somebody in my boat that's never been in a Tige and they'll be able to figure out how to set things up. And for me, it's as adjustable as I need it to be. Overall, the screen function is awesome and it's a huge highlight of this Z3 for me. The more time I've gotten to spend on and behind this boat, the more impressed I am by it. Not only does it look sick, but it has the performance to back it all up. So I highly recommend taking one for a spin if you have a dealer near you, or if you have any other questions about the Z3 or any of the other Tige boats, feel free to leave those in the comments below. While I won't have this boat forever, I'm really going to enjoy the time that I do have with it. Thanks for watching.